You know, every single time you post something, share a photo, or even just like a comment, you're playing a game. And that game has a set of rules, hidden rules, that you've probably never even thought about. They literally define who you are online, how you connect with people, and even who gets to own the stuff you create. So, in the next few minutes, we're going to pull back that curtain and take a look at the hidden architecture that runs your entire social world. So, let's start with a question that, honestly, gets right to the heart of it all. When you're online, who are you really? I mean, what does that digital version of you, the you on the screen, actually look like to everybody else? And that question, it leads us straight into our first big idea, your digital identity. This is the absolute foundation of everything you do online, so let's break down what it's actually made of. So, what is it really? At its most basic, your online identity is just your official presence on a platform, all neatly wrapped up in something we call a profile. But, it's so much more than just a username and a picture, right? It's the digital you. Okay, so what's actually in that profile of yours? I mean, really think about it for a second. It's the bio you wrote, that list of your friends and followers, every single photo and video you've ever shared, every comment you've ever left. It's basically the sum of all your digital parts, and all of it comes together to create a picture of who you are online. All right, so we've got your individual identity down, but here's the thing. That identity doesn't just exist in a bubble. It's shaped by your connections. And when we start looking closely at those connections, we find something, well, kind of strange. A mathematical paradox that totally skews how we see our own social lives. All right, quick question for you, and I want you to be honest with yourself. On average, do you think your friends have more friends than you do? It feels like it should be about a 50-50 shot, right? Kind of balanced? Well, get this. Statistically speaking, for the vast, vast majority of people on social media, the answer is a big, resounding yes. It's not just a feeling you get when you're scrolling, it's an actual mathematical reality. Yeah, this isn't just some random feeling. It actually has a name, and it's called the friendship paradox. It's this fascinating, counterintuitive quirk of how networks work that applies to pretty much all of us. This is where it gets super interesting. Check out the math on this. In this little example network, the average person has about 2.75 friends. But if you look at the average number of friends that their friends have, that number jumps up to 3.35. So why does this happen? Well, it's because you're just way more likely to be friends with someone who has a lot of connections. Those super popular people are in more friend groups, so they pull the average up for everyone else. Wild, right? Now, this whole paradox plays out on the digital platforms we use every day. But where did these things even come from? They didn't just pop into existence. So let's do a super fast history lesson. Buckle up, we're going to cover decades in like the next minute. It all kicks off way back with early services like CompuServe, but the first site that really looked like a social network was 6 Degrees at 97. Then came the absolute explosion. Facebook took it global in 2004, and just a year later, YouTube completely rewrote the rules by making video the main event. Fast forward to 2016, and TikTok shows up and teaches us the incredible power of the short-form algorithm. And that brings us to today, where AI and shopping are being woven directly into our feeds. Every one of these steps wasn't just a new button or feature. It was a total revolution in how we connect. And look, all these platforms, from Facebook to TikTok, they really exist for one main reason. So we can share stuff. So let's talk about where all that content, all those photos, videos, and posts actually lives and how these digital spaces are built. These platforms are basically what we call content communities. And the name, it says it all. They are communities built entirely around content. You can think of them like gigantic, shared digital libraries. It doesn't matter if you're editing a Wikipedia page, uploading a video to YouTube, or posting a photo on Flickr. You're adding to this massive collective bank of human creativity. Okay, so you're creating all this amazing stuff, you're uploading it, but that brings up a really, really important question. Who actually owns it? This is where we get into the legal rules of the game that govern every single thing you post online. So in the legal world, all this stuff we make, it has a name. Intellectual property, or IP for short. And it's a really simple but incredibly powerful idea. If something came out of your brain, whether it's a photograph, a song, a video, or even just a clever tweet, it belongs to you. Now, IP isn't just one thing. It comes in a few different flavors. You've got patents for inventions, trademarks for logos and brand names, and trade secrets for things like secret recipes. But for us, for the stuff we create and post online every day, the big one, the one that really matters, is copyright. And here's the most important thing you need to know about copyright. It is automatic. The second you create something original, boom, you own the copyright. That gives you the exclusive legal right to say who gets to copy it, share it, sell it, or change it. You're in the driver's seat. Okay, and this is where it gets really important, especially for how the internet actually works with all its memes and remixes. There's a huge difference between a derivative work, which is like a straightforward translation, and a transformative work. A transformative work, like a parody or a critique, takes the original and adds a whole new layer of meaning. Understanding this difference is absolutely key to knowing what counts as fair use online. Now, since old school copyright can be kind of strict, this brilliant system called Creative Commons came along. It's basically a set of free, super easy to use licenses that let you tell the whole world exactly how they can use your work. You can say, sure, use it, but you have to give me credit. Or you can use it, but not to make money. It's all about sharing your creations with the world, but on your own terms. It gives you both freedom and control. So, there you have it. We've looked at your digital identity, the weird math of your social network, and the actual rules of creation. You're not just a user scrolling through a feed anymore. You're an informed creator. And that leaves us with one last big question. Now that you know the rules of the game, what are you going to share with the world?